I'm late.
No, you got here right on time.
No, I'm late.
It's the Late Show.
Sorry I'm late.
You're too late!
The wizard is never late.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm gonna see the show.
But not to come late. You are late.
You're late, man. Always late, huh?
The hour grows late.
You're late. I'm not paying for those.
But is he already too late to save his friends?
You're too late.
And I'm like, dude.
You're not going from Mary Poppins to a savage killer.
I would say yes, it lives up to the hype. What little hype I had for it was pretty damn good.
And then one of them broke, and then it was just the one that worked that everyone fought for. I think it had like a rubber band on it for something.
I don't remember the rubber band.
What
happened to the other one? Why the other one broke?
I think this.
What'd you do to it, Nick?
I just don't think the
You
string was
just what?
taut enough.
Oh, it wasn't taught enough? What, it didn't go to school or anything? Wasn't
No.
learning?
No. Why am I being blasted?
Because you're the special guest this week, Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, did we start?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we started.
Oh.
We've got our biggest fan.
Yeah.
Our number one fan.
Yeah.
The
on
only guy
podcast.
who listens. We've addressed you in several podcasts. Actually,
Well,
no,
no,
not
just-
several. Just actually
Happy
one.
Gilmore. Just
This
Happy
one.
Gilmore.
Which one?
We addressed you directly. We haven't
and-
released it yet.
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet.
Oh, you've addressed me in a couple. You didn't. I guess you didn't like ask.
No. We address you.
We conversate with
We're like,
you.
hey Nick, can you like send us suggestions?
Oh,
in
as
the
if I'm a live
podcast.
listener.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're taking callers.
Yes.
We're not.
It'd be amazing if we did.
Would it, though?
I mean, it'd
That
be
kind of sucked. We'd have to set up a whole another
no.
phone
I'm
line.
talking about like right now, like in the middle of this, somebody calls to talk about the
Yeah,
podcast.
I know.
with
We'd
us.
have to set up a whole nother phone line for them to call because I don't want them calling my cell phone. You can give them your number?
No.
You need to. Well, I mean, the odds are it'll be someone you already know. At least you guys get big. That's how confident I am in you guys.
We appreciate
it. We'll call you. How about that? You'll be our lifeline from now on the podcast.
I'll probably be asleep when you guys normally record, like just this day time usually.
Super interesting.
No, it's usually like 7:00 at night.
Yeah, 7 on Tuesdays.
Yeah, this one we record.
Yeah, I'm asleep then for
we
sure.
Release the previous week's episode at 2. Now that we use YouTube to just schedule the
Oh, it's
releases.
so nice. You can just upload everything now and
Whenever.
then just schedule it to like become public.
Oh.
It's fucking dope.
Because like the Big Lebowski one is up right now, but you can't get to it because the link is private.
Until Tuesday.
It too. Don't be
Tuesday
late.
at 2. Yeah.
That was the podcast. All right, let's close it up.
All right, go, roll credits. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, everyone. Thanks for
Yes.
listening. All right, no. So Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Welcome, everyone. Hard open in the already existing opening.
Yes. We have special guest Nick, other Nick,
Hello.
Yeah, this isn't the Nick previous.
who's on the other Mortal Kombat one.
Yeah.
Well,
we
Mortal
didn't
Kombat
really think
casting.
about that. Yeah, he was on the Mortal Kombat cast episode.
And
This
a
is
little bit of the Superman Lives one.
Oh yeah. And then this is the other Nick. This is John's brother
Yep.
Nick.
Yes. So when are you guys gonna do the animated Mortal Kombat movie?
There's an animated Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah. Do you remember that? We
No,
had
not
it
really.
on VHS.
Wow.
I don't remember.
Vaguely,
like it was okay. It was like cartoony, and then like whenever it was like showing a fight, it would like turn like 3D, like
Oh, you
terrible
mean like
animation.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation? How they had a fight and it turned 3D?
Yes. No, the effects are a little better in the animation.
Yeah.
Not really. No, they're about as bad.
I don't think they really could.
I mean, it just looked like like an early '90s like 3D image making thing.
Like Donkey Kong?
I know what you. I don't really
No.
remember, but I know what you're talking.
We had it on VHS, that and the Tekken movie, but
I remember the animated Tekken movie, but I don't remember the Mortal Kombat one as well.
yeah, no, it's just a Mortal Kombat story. I don't remember anything specific about it, but
I think I should adjust so that I could face both of you at once because I
Yeah,
keep
this-
turning my head to talk to Nick. And
Oh, is your head getting sore? Your
no,
neck
it's
getting
more
sore?
no, it's more an audio issue.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to talk at Nick while looking at you.
Yeah, just go ahead and cock your seat. Move it to the piano. Sorry, guys.
would you like your fidget cube back?
Yeah, just so you're not making noise.
I would be fidgeting the
fidget
entire
with
Be
time.
polluting the audio like that. All right, I think that's gonna be that's a little better setup. Now I don't have to turn my head as much in the audio.
All right.
All right, so Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, let's just talk about it. Wow, what a bad movie.
All right. Well, since we have the special guest on, our biggest fan, Nick, what did you think of Mortal Kombat Annihilation? I know you've seen it before.
It was bad. Like,
Well, hold on. Why don't you give us your backstory with the movie?
I mean, when I was a kid, I remember like liking it. Like, I guess I didn't have a point of reference for what a good movie was. So like, I was just a kid, and it was just you know, the effects were bad, but like as a kid, I just thought, I'm like, hey, this is cool. Like, I played the trilogy, so.
I mean, as a 3-year-old, can't be that bad.
I was in 3 when I saw it.
Came out in 97. You
Well,
were born in 94,
but
right?
I definitely didn't see when I was 3.
I don't know.
Whenever we got
There's
a-
no, like, ripping spines out or anything. You could have.
Honestly, that was a big complaint I had. Like, I didn't piece together that it was like definitely not as violent as Mortal Kombat should be.
Right.
When Kitana was fighting off those ninjas, she was using her fan blades and just like whapping them with it, like they weren't getting cut or anything.
Yeah.
That was like when I realized, I'm like, this is supposed to be like violent. Like, there's not even any blood.
Yeah, this movie's bad. It's really for all the love I have for the original one. It's like this one just pisses it all away.
Well, don't worry. I have zero love for the original one
I know.
and this one, so I can just hate them both. Not
Yeah,
hate
but-
them, but I can dislike them both.
Your favorite moment was in it where Raiden did the
Yeah, he only did it once. That was a
Yeah.
bummer.
yeah, but he did it.
And he definitely didn't fly in a straight line either. You could tell
Yeah,
he
I know.
just
It was
jumped.
just arching. There's a lot of jumping in this movie. It's
And-
the only way they can approach each other, I think.
The best jump is Shao Kahn's unnecessary flip off of his throne to talk to Shinnok.
Yeah, I know.
Who,
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah.
Which,
Oh.
by the way, I looked it up because I was curious. I'm like, that was right. Shinnok wasn't introduced until Mortal Kombat 4, which came out the same year as this movie. So
Interesting.
Ooh.
I did my research before I came here.
At least somebody did. Our most ardent listener.
I knew it came out in 97.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah,
even
it's
know
like-
that. So.
And they just kind of spit all over the lore in this movie.
Yeah.
By the way, okay, I want to real quick ask, because we're just free flying. Who is the Centauro? Is that what his name?
Motaro.
Motaro.
Motaro?
Motaro.
Yes.
Motaro.
Yes.
Who the fuck is he?
He's the centaur.
He's really only prevalent in the original games, and then he makes an appearance in Armageddon as a Minotaur.
Well, he's in 9, but he like dies in a cutscene, and you don't.
Does
He's
he
not
really?
playable. I don't think. In
No.
9?
No.
Yeah, he's in the
Definitely
story.
not.
He's in the story mode. Like I think Stryker kills him in the cutscene or something. I don't
Someone
know.
kills him.
Somebody kills him.
Really? That's
Oh,
cool.
let's by the way, let's mention how they just for some reason threw in Cabal and Striker's name for really no reason.
Yeah.
Well,
Did
no,
you
it's-
kill Cabal and Stryker? Yes.
Like with no frame of reference who those people are.
That was probably just like there's
for
like,
this
well,
movie.
we got a few characters we aren't going to show in the movie. Let's just let them know that we know who they are.
Well, that was like this movie's thing, though. It's like, don't worry, we'll have all of those characters that you want in this movie. They'll be here, or at least we'll name drop. Rain was in the movie for half a second.
Really?
Yeah, it's who Shao Kahn hammered into the fire pit.
Oh, is that Rain?
That's
Yeah,
Rain.
because he's purple.
Yeah, and he calls him
Well,
Rain.
you can't just assume that because fucking non-Ermac was
Ermac
red.
Sidon.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, I don't believe works for Shao Kahn either. I think he
No.
works for Shang Tsung.
Yeah, no. Quan Chi.
Is it Quan Chi?
Yeah. The Nether Realm. Noob Saibot works for
Yeah,
them.
but Ermac. I'm talking Ermac.
Oh, Ermac?
Yeah.
Ermac works for Shao Kahn.
Does he?
Yeah, because at least in the MK9 timeline,
Yeah, I forgot to shut that door.
nice. At least in the MK9 timeline, he's like all the souls of the people Shao Kahn conquered, and like Shang Tsung made Ermac to like as a general for Shao Kahn.
Is that why they're green? And all of Shao Kahn's shit is green?
The souls.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
just,
pretty
yeah.
much.
I guess Johnny Cage's kick force is green also, so I don't know.
The green must be a theme there. Jade's little kick is green.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did Nightwolf throw his tomahawk, and was it green?
He didn't throw his tomahawk in the movie, I don't believe. And by the way, whoever plays him looks like the love child of Quentin Tarantino and Charlie Sheen. That's all I could think
What
of.
was it? I think I looked him up. He's actually a Native American actor, so kudos to the
Really?
movie for using an actual Native
I was actually
American
going to
actor.
criticize them for not.
No, he is actually a Native American actor.
Yeah, I mean, they made Katana a Puerto Rican girl, so whatever.
Yes, yeah.
Of course, in this one, Jade was Asian, when in the games she's usually black, but
Jade's black?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can get more.
Is she black in MK9?
Yeah.
Really?
She wasn't in
Yes.
yes.
If she's not black, she's definitely dark-skinned.
Hold on, I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Okay.
Anyways,
I'd also like the dialogue of Nightwolf when he turns from wolf to human.
It was
pretty cool, huh?
It's my
animality.
They could have done the whole movie without the animality at all.
Because
Yeah.
and it was just for the final fight with Shao Kahn and Liu Kang, which by the way, their poorly animated dragon forms barely touched each other. They just kind of wobbled around until Liu Kang fell off.
Yeah, she's not black, guys.
Okay, no, it looks like in MK9 she's looks white, but
No, 'cause
in
anyway, she was
11 in 11 she's definitely black.
Yeah, because she's dead.
No, because
She's gray.
no, but like sometimes because it's like young versions and older versions of them because of the time travel nonsense.
Yeah.
But
no, see,
yeah,
go to
this-
that picture to the
This
left.
Jade is a black girl.
Yeah, go to the left.
This
A
one?
few more.
keep going.
That one.
This one?
To the
No.
right.
That one.
She's
Oh,
definitely
the
black
11.
there because she's dead.
Okay, yeah, that's because she's a revenant in that
Yeah.
one.
And
But
then she's white in MK9. Uh-oh. Mortal Kombat's been whitewashing since before the Oscars.
Zing.
Got him.
okay, so but traditionally, I believe the original actress for Jade in like the Mortal Kombat games that they then digitized her sprites into, I believe she was black. So Jade, at least at the time MK Annihilation came out, should have been a black character. So like they score in one column and then trip up in the other one, but I don't know.
Right. I was actually I was like, oh shit, Shiva's here. That's kind of cool. They got
she
that
did nothing.
Yeah, they got the four arms thing, like animation, down a lot better than they did with Goro.
That's true.
Yes.
She looked a lot better than Goro did.
I do like at the beginning, like when Shao Kahn's giving his speech, or I think it was when he was holding Sonya. It just kept zooming to Shiva for some reason.
Yeah, it's
and she was just like just making a face.
pumping her fists
She
and
didn't
stuff.
say it. She wasn't even pumping her fist. She was kind of standing
Like
there.
this, and then she did this
I
at
guess,
one point.
yeah, still, it was an unnecessary cutaway to her. They could have
noticed
shaved a
that
few
too.
seconds off the movie, but
There's a lot of unnecessary stuff about this movie, like all of it, but
Yeah, like the one thing that really stood out to me was just the editing is really weird.
I do like the-
they like in a fight scene you'd like cut it to make it look like something's happening, and then like cut to it happening. They like let it happen, then showed another cut of it starting again to happen, like throughout the whole fight. So
Yeah.
it looks really slow, like they're telegraphing every move. It's like, how did that hit you? That kind of shit.
there was one fight scene in that though that I was actually for a moment I was kind of like, oh, this isn't an awful fight scene, and I think it was the Sonya Jax versus Sector and the
Cyrax, you
Ninja
mean?
Cyrax. My bad.
I was gonna say the fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero for like there was like a brief moment when they just had a good grapple fight going there. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, there's
now
like
why are they in
moments-
this movie?
There's like moments of good choreography, and then like just wasted in the rest of the fight.
Ooh, also I meant to bring this up. Like, I wanted to make sure I remember this when they're fighting Smoke, which again was an
Wait,
unnecessary.
they fought
fight.
Smoke?
Yeah,
Yeah, Cyber Smoke.
remember like
Oh, right. I'm so used to him being human in a new timeline that I forgot that he was a robot.
when the first time he goes to launch his missile, Liu Kang's like down and to the left. He had no need to do the jump that he did to avoid the rocket because it was shot right over his head and
I
past
noticed
him.
that too. He jumped in the way of the rocket, then again out of the way of the rocket. Just to show off, I think. He's trying to get other movies. All he's done is these movies and Beverly Hills Ninja. Yeah. He's like, look, I can do good too.
But I agree with you, Nick, that Sub-Zero and Scorpion had no bearing on anything in that movie. They just, again, characters were thrown in just to be like, here's a Mortal Kombat character, and then they were quickly ushered away.
When Sub-Zero first took his mask off, I almost shit myself because I thought it was David Schwimmer from Friends. I was like, oh my god.
That would be probably the biggest name that movie could have gotten. But, I mean... I guess they had to make up for the fact that Sub-Zero and Scorpion didn't fight in the first Mortal Kombat movie, but
I will say one thing I did like agree with was their pick for Shao Kahn. At first, I didn't like it, but then it kind of grew on me. I'm like, all right, you know, he's kind of Shao Kahn like.
yeah.
He's got a good look for Shao Kahn.
See, now if they go off the MK2 sprite, which is over there to the left, like they I'd say nail it.
I don't know. He looks a bit like Nightwolf. Like
It's
the guy they
yeah.
picked
No,
for Nightwolf.
I'm positive that that's the same guy that they also have do Nightwolf in MK2, the video game, not the movie. I'm sure it's the same guy.
By the way, they really didn't need Nightwolf in that movie. Raiden could have just explained, "Hey, you have a dragon inside of you."
We all have animals inside of us.
Just some of us just don't care to use it in this movie.
I mean, to be fair, that's how most of the other things were handled in this movie. It's like, oh yeah, no, that tattoo, yeah, I let some travel between Outworld and Earthrealm.
Wasn't
for
the
some reason.
Scorpion's animality a rabbit? Doesn't he turn into a rabbit and like?
I don't remember.
Because then you're like, oh, he's gonna turn into a scorpion, but no, I think he turned into a rabbit as like a twist thing.
I don't remember.
Because I know there's one where Sub-Zero turns into a penguin and like penguin slides into their chest. I think that's the second Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, no, that does. I
Doesn't
can.
that look like David Schwimmer?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, I almost shit myself.
That would have been. I think I would have loved this movie if that was David Schwimmer. We were on a break.
Why didn't you guys fight in the first movie? We were on a break.
Oh man,
You didn't watch Friends, Nick.
I did not.
You know what? Get off my fucking
I feel like
podcast.
I don't have any friends now.
I mean, I didn't watch a lot of Friends, but I saw enough of Friends.
That's fine.
But yeah, so Jake, I know in our first one we lambasted Christopher Lambert's Raiden a lot.
Yeah.
What'd you think of James Remar's Raiden instead?
I sure did.
Did you like his haircut halfway through the movie?
And I didn't.
That's how you knew he was official.
I think he was tired of wearing the wig.
Yeah, I get. I was thinking that. I was like, I wonder if like they just got tired. Like maybe they were like running out of time, so they couldn't like put him in like the makeup chair for as long anymore. They're like, just bleach your hair. We don't give a shit.
How much you want to bet they lost the wig?
They lost it.
They lost it. Like shit.
Or it got like melted in pyrotechnic shit.
All right. Well, now he gets a haircut, and he's gonna be short hair Raiden the rest of the time.
All right. They could have. Why don't they just do like the head wrappings and stuff that he wears in the games?
Yeah, and the hat.
Like ever.
Because he only wears the hat in the first movie, right?
For
He
a
didn't wear-
moment.
Yeah.
Like when I first saw the long hair in the first movie, I was like, this is weird. And then
But you kind of get used to it.
I didn't.
Oh,
And then they just kept it in the second movie too. I was like, what the fuck? Why do you have this? I'm not supposed to see all of your head. You're supposed to be a god in garb all the time, no matter what.
It's true.
I don't like him changing his outfit to fight and he doesn't do anything because he self-admittedly said, oh, I'm running out of powers. And he's like, new look. Do you like it? It's like, I
No, he
guess
runs
you're not
he
gonna
runs
do
his hand
anything.
through his hair when he says that. He's
Well,
like,
yeah.
you like the haircut?
I know, but he's got a new outfit on as well. And
Yeah.
he's all proud of it. It's like, yeah, but no, because you're not going to fight. You keep telling us you're running out of power.
Yeah, he fought Shao Kahn at the beginning, and that was it, right?
Yes.
'Cause
And
then
then kept
did
saying
the-
how he... Yeah. And then he kept saying about how in the past he could have killed Shao Kahn and didn't.
Yeah,
Because he's his brother.
Which also
not true.
wipes their ass with Mortal Kombat lore. Just like Shinnok. I guess I don't offhand, maybe Shinnok is Shao Kahn's father. I don't believe that's true.
I
but
don't think so.
Because Shao Kahn's
find
half
out
dragon,
in
isn't he?
MK11.
Yeah, I think so. I think Shao Kahn's part dragon.
I know
The
Goro
Elder
is
Dragon?
too, but... What?
Aren't the Elder Gods dragon?
No.
Well, maybe.
One of them might be, but...
In MK9, like, dragons killed fucking Shao Kahn.
They didn't kill him, they weakened him.
Ooh. But those were the Elder Gods.
What the hell was the name of the guy from Deception?
You have the bad guy?
Yeah.
Onaga.
Yeah, because he was like emperor before Shao Kahn showed up, and he was just a straight up dragon, basically.
Which, I mean, he pretty much... I mean, they had little Onagas all throughout the movie.
yeah,
I mean,
they-
two of them mainly.
Well-
The one he was a... Who did he feed to the reptile thing? It was Jade, and then there's
Yeah.
the one that Jax just pummeled into the ground like it was... Or he punched its butt until it just kind of got weak.
Yeah.
And then he just...
until it gave up. It's like fine,
go away.
and that's
Those things kind of look like the monsters from Scooby-Doo on the The live action movie.
yeah.
The monsters on Spooky Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that Scrappy turns into.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, they saw Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It's like, that'll be the bad guy at the end of our movie.
But we can amp it up a little bit.
We can make the CG a little better.
Make him look more like a dog.
Do you realize that movie came out like maybe 5 years after Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
Somewhere around then.
Yeah, it's still a
Maybe even
better
3.
movie.
Maybe it came out in 99.
Well, you know what's also crazy? For all the horrible animation and CGI in this, like Mulan came out the same year.
Yeah.
It's like you had access to like better technology.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
I think they wasted it all on like location and stuff.
what location?
Like when they filmed in front of that like rock temple and stuff. I bet like the rock temple and stuff was real. And then when it gets destroyed, they probably did that as
I mean,
like a
hell,
model.
Terminator came out before then and had better effects.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terminator Judgment Day. When did that come out?
92.
92. Okay, yeah. The opening scene when all the robots are like walking across the decimated Earth, you know.
Well, even just the liquid metal parts with the liquid Terminator.
But I mean, that's probably a little bit easier considering it's just like they just have to have like a vague human form and just like a metallic shine. That's probably a little bit easier than
All them green screens they used during the fights.
Where you can sometimes see the outline of the green screen on the guys.
See, I didn't catch that, and I was watching for like stupid shit. But I think I told you about it, and I
actually looked out for this.
Yeah.
I did look out for it, and I didn't see it.
Okay. The scene where he fights Baraka, who was in the movie for no reason other than to throw Baraka in it.
Could have been better if they got rid of like what was his name, Motaro.
Motaro.
They could have gotten rid of him and just made Baraka one of those.
Yeah,
guys.
see, that would have been better.
Because
Motaro sucks.
also, it looks so stupid in the fight scene. You're gonna fight a guy with an extra set of legs. Get the
Well,
fuck
like
out of here.
when he's standing there, like, and it's just a shot of like his torso up. I'm like, okay,
But as soon as, like, when he's
somebody somewhere actually tried for him.
When he's fighting Jax at the end, though, you can tell it's very poorly CGI'd.
Well, and then also like the horse body
Was bad.
is man's legs length off the ground. It's not like horse legs coming out of a horse body. It's a dude's legs.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, in the games, Motaro was pretty good, at least in the originals, because he was actually probably the cheapest one, because you couldn't use projectiles on him, otherwise they bounced back.
They just auto bounced off of him.
Which, when I was a kid and saw that movie, I thought that's why Jax had to take his robot arms off. Not because they broke, but...
That also surprised the fuck out of me. I was like, he has arms under there? I didn't realize. I thought they were like... I mean, they looked obviously like grotesquely big because I knew they had to like fit mechanics over an arm in real life. But I thought the whole idea of it was just that he has
arms.
robot arms.
Which we discussed in the... I'll get to this point real quick. But in the fight scene with Baraka, when he kicks him off of the cage and he falls into the fire pit, you can see hands come up and catch the dummy that's falling in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to like help guide the dummy into the... Like,
Awesome.
it was just like half second hands. They're gone.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't all the Baraka and the two other Tarkatans that for some reason had to be with him, weren't they trying to grab at Kitana? Like,
Yeah.
why would they wait for Liu Kang to be there to start going after her? Like,
Why were they going after her? She was still
Exactly.
in the cage. She wasn't escaping.
yeah. And
Maybe they were trying. Maybe they were trying to go after her to like. Yeah, I don't know.
There was
That
no
doesn't make
reason
any
for
sense.
it. None of this movie makes sense.
What were you going to say about Jack's arms?
So I was listening to the MK one that we did, and I mentioned how in the first movie there was the black actor who was friends with Johnny Cage, who was not an actual Mortal Kombat character, who gets killed by Goro.
Yeah.
And we're like, and I mentioned that it would have made more sense to have Jax in that scene and have Goro rip Jax's arms off, and then he would have gotten his metal arms in this one. It would have made sense progression wise.
Right.
No, in this one he's like, I was going to come to the island and save you, but all hell's breaking loose, and he's laying strapped to a table in a completely empty facility.
yeah, so who was going to come check on him? And how long was he there?
How long was he going to keep laying there?
And also, how unsurprised they were to see each other. Jax, wake up. Sonya, I was coming to save you. Well, you
she knew
fucking didn't.
How did she know he was there?
That too.
Like,
And
I
also,
didn't even
how did
think-
she know where to go in that facility?
How did those ball things work?
Yeah, and how did she know how to get there from using the ball things? It's not like she knows the path from
No,
under the
Raiden
earth.
knew, because he's like, just take the path I showed you back.
Oh, that's right. He, like, explained it.
Explain.
Yeah.
We're coming up to the convergence. Roll hard to the left.
Why isn't this design better? Why would there be a button on the inside saying, "Hey, I'm going left"?
It's ridiculous.
And they were facing the two different ways. Why didn't they do the classic "my left" or "your left"?
Something.
They should have just rolled into the lava.
End of movie. God damn, there's a lot wrong with this movie. Baraka's mask.
Yeah.
But at least it looked like Baraka.
I was trying to think what that mask looks like. Because it looked like a mask that had been reused in something else. Like, I feel like I had seen it before.
They forgot to put Baraka in the script. So they're like, oh, we gotta go to Party City real quick. Just grab something that looks like him.
So, do you want to talk about the objective quality of the story?
I think
and
we have,
filmmaking?
Ben. Maybe we should just hit impressions. Because we haven't really talked about... Like, okay, Nick... Does the movie hold up at all for you? Does it have any special place in your heart anymore?
Oh, it has a special place in my heart because, you know, it's a Mortal Kombat movie and I liked it as a kid, but, you know, it's definitely doesn't hold up.
I was going to say, because, like, there obviously with the first Mortal Kombat movie, there's a lot of flaws and such. But I still love it regardless because it's earnest and I think it's still probably the best.
It still knows what it is better than this one did.
Which is weird because they're both like the same level of like drama and overacting, but somehow the first one just does it better.
You know what? Also, was this movie like made originally for TV or was it made for theaters?
Yeah, I think it was made for theaters.
Because it fades to black a lot.
Yeah, it did.
Sometimes in the same scene.
Yeah.
There was a scene where like Shao Kahn got like knocked over or some shit and it faded to black and then faded out with him.
It was Liu Kang because he just knocked Liu Kang off the edge. And then it faded black, and then it was just in the same spot, and he was getting up.
Yeah. I noticed that a few times. I was like, were there supposed to be commercials in this?
No. I think
like, is that how they made their money back? They just put commercials in the theater for Mortal Kombat toys at McDonald's?
Might not surprise you guys. Not the same director of the first movie.
Okay.
But it was the
matter to me.
It was the cinematographer from the first movie directed this one.
I feel like that cinematographer does a lot of soap operas.
He actually does a lot of like horror movies now. I think he was the DP in like Insidious.
Spooky.
Like, so I think he's a good. I imagine he's probably a good DP.
Now.
Probably not a great. Well, I mean, you got to start somewhere. Probably not a great director.
Yeah, maybe not. John, what are your impressions? I mean, you said you didn't like this when you were a kid, right?
No, I think I liked it when I was a kid. I think I liked the first one more, but I liked this one as a kid. But then, like, I'd watched it again at some point, and I'm like, wow, this sucks. And then I didn't watch it again until, like, last week for this.
I just watched it last night at work, so...
I'm so sorry. And again, I feel bad that I broke the promise that we would not be watching this movie for the podcast, and here we are talking about it anyways.
Whatever.
You can turn this into the Mortal Kombat podcast. Do the animated one next.
Nah, I'm okay.
We're
just doing this as a tag grab for the movie or the new game coming out.
And then you can do Mortal Kombat Legacy on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which does hold
Those
up.
are actually really good. The Raiden episode is fantastic. It's one of my favorite episodes.
That's a good one, but I really like the Cyrax Sector one. That one has an awesome fight.
That is a
with
good
the two
fight.
robots.
Too. Have you watched any of it? It's actually pretty good.
Well, yeah, because it was Cyrax and Sector fighting just some random robot that was like programmed with both their skills.
Yeah. But then,
I think I saw part of that.
Yeah, that was like the best part of that episode, but it was so cool.
But then, like season 2 isn't like, because they got Liu Kang and Kung Lao, and Liu Kang's like a bad guy.
No, Liu Kang's just like a raging alcoholic in this.
Well, no, because like he
Bo Raicho
joins
Jr.?
like Shang Tsung. He seems to, anyways. But they got the same guy from the first movie to play Shang Tsung. And
I knew that.
And he's going to be Shang Tsung in MK11.
Oh, he's gonna do the voice for him?
And mocap.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the
Maybe
not the mocap,
Well,
but like they're
bit,
basing the character's
the
model. The
model.
model. Yeah, okay, not the mocap.
But I mean,
model.
Shang
I was like,
Tsung.
what the fuck?
I mean, Shang Tsung is old, so I mean,
Yeah.
he can be as old as they want.
I know, but I'm saying if he's doing mocap for a fighter character, Jesus Christ.
Well, apparently he's on that Man in the High Tower show.
Shang Tsung?
Yeah,
As Shang Tsung?
yeah.
Is he impersonating Hitler?
No.
You know what I was wondering? This is a little off topic, but more on topic than Man in the High Tower, I guess.
Yeah.
When I thought Jax's arms were just actual robot arms,
Yeah.
I was wondering if he could punch through a cement wall in a military facility.
Yes.
How does he not just like when he like throws a punch and misses? How does his arm not just rip off of his body with all that force?
And can we also talk about how he had the strength to punch into the concrete wall but couldn't pull it out?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't think the other arm could have like pushed on the wall, or like he punches that and gets like to try and
Double
free himself
stuck.
and gets that arm stuck but frees the other one.
Oh, you know what he needed? He needed a fucking 120-pound girl to pull on his back to get that arm out.
Yeah, that I will say I like they gave Sonya more to do in this movie, as opposed to the first one where she got one fight and then was kidnapped later.
Yeah, great. But she was also just a whiny baby in this one.
Yeah, oh yeah, she would like the
So was Jax though.
Jax had a reason to. When they're walking away from that facility, Jax is like, Sonya, what are we doing here? She's like, I didn't get to know why Johnny died. It's like, what? I still don't know why we're here.
That's true.
And who's Johnny?
That's true because he was unconscious when the world started to merge. You know.
Yeah, he's busy getting those metal arms put on.
By
yeah,
somebody.
I guess I could see that, but then
Like the love story, quote unquote, between fucking Sonya and Johnny in the first movie is like at the end he has his arm around her and that's it. That's like as far as they go. And she's completely distraught at the fact that he dies in this movie. It's like you barely knew him for like a day.
Well, then Jax was trying to get into Jade's pants and he barely knew her.
That's true.
Well,
So
yeah,
was
but
Raiden
that-
though.
I mean,
That's
fine
true,
for him to
yeah,
come
which
on,
was
right?
weird for Raiden.
Everybody was trying to get into Jade's pants.
Yeah, Raiden was weird in this one also. Like when he first comes out with the haircut and the new duds, and he's like looking at everyone, and he looks at Jax and says, "What's the deal with your arms? You dissing me? I'm not dissing you. Your strength comes from within. Those are your weakness. What the fuck? It's like, so you are dissing him then."
No, he doesn't say he says I mean no disrespect. He does. Yeah, I noticed because I was watching to see if he would say I'm not dissing you back.
Well, you know what diss is short for, right?
No, I know. I'm just saying that it would have been better if Raiden said I'm not dissing you.
No, I am not dissing you. But then he says those arms aren't your strength. They're your weakness.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they're not his weakness.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be clear. His bullheadedness is his weakness. Those arms are very strong. Raiden.
And yet somehow taking the arms off, which weren't even like really attached to his arms.
Yeah, they're basically
They were like kind of like
sleeves.
they're like glued to his back.
He had anchor arms. Now he's a jerk and everybody loves him.
And somehow taking off the arms that just somehow improved his punch strength, that let him beat Motaro.
Well, see, my logic for that was, Motaro in the original, you couldn't use like weapons or like projectiles on him. So I figured, maybe
Yeah, that was
the
your logic as a
weapons-
5-year-old.
Yeah.
Taro's weakness is skin. Do not touch me with your skin.
He's sweaty. I don't want him touching me.
He's a germaphobe.
Because Jax was sweaty. I think he was the sweatiest during that fight.
Yeah.
Also, what was the fight with... They shouldn't have put Jade in this movie. They should have had Melina as
Melina?
that character.
Oh,
I
I
thought
was-
it was going
they
to be
should-
her because I just
they-
saw
that
the
would've-
scroll up on the bandages. I was like, oh shit, Melina.
That would
That's
have
true,
made
yeah.
way more sense because then he would have thought... And, like, she pretends to be Katana until, like, it's too late and then, like, attacks the group. That would have made more sense.
Which, by the way, not that... I mean, on topic, but like... That whole scene with Jade was very reminiscent of Kung Pao after he gets beaten unconscious with the stabs and then wakes up and then woes there and then just is super cryptic and decides to fight him and then it's like you passed the test
And then leaves.
but at least that fight was a little more engaging.
Yeah.
This must have inspired that in Kung
Oh,
Pao.
I bet. You know what? I don't doubt it.
Except they did it better in Kung Pao.
They did a lot of things better in Kung Pao. Even the
Honestly,
cow
some-
animation
a
was
lot-
better than the dragon fight.
A lot of the fights in that movie were better than the fights in Mortal Kombat.
I also noticed too, though, when in the Sonya Melina fight, with the wonderful dialogue, Katana, you wish. It's like, okay.
I like all those one-liners in that movie, like when Scorpion does the suckers. That
Oh, yeah.
pretty cool, huh? Just all those little quips they got.
The suckers really threw me off. I was like, what?
Yeah.
At first, I wasn't sure that's what he said. I thought he was like maybe
His
casting the
classical-
spell that got him out of there. Like, suck hard. I was hoping for that anyway.
That would have made
not.
more sense. But I noticed all the continuity issues with them fighting in the mud as Sonya's clothes went from various levels of clean. It's like front caked in mud, clean, a little bit on the shirt. It's like, just don't do this fight in the mud. If you're gonna have to use a bunch of different takes, don't do this scene in the mud.
Also, what an excuse just to have a girl-on-girl mud fight.
Yeah.
I was gonna say late '90s. I guess this was probably when like mud fighting was popular.
Probably.
When it was happening in every Hooters across America. It's like, hey, let's make these two girls fight in the mud.
Why is Stallone like coming up with that?
I don't know. I'm just a dumb Italian guy. He's got a lot of ideas.
I will definitely never have Stallone on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's a callback to another podcast.
I was since it would have been scripted, wasn't gonna say it, but I was gonna say, I know we said maybe not Christopher Lambert, but definitely not James Remar.
Yeah, Christopher Lambert just gave off a more Raiden
Yeah.
ambiance at least. Like he's a bit more mysterious and not just kind of like, hey guys.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's so hard to say that though when I so disrespected that.
Comparatively, Christopher
But you-
Lambert was the way better Raiden.
But you
I
were-
would say way better.
you were,
No. Way better Raiden between him and James Remar.
Not way better. He's better, but he's not way better because they're both terrible.
See, but you
Okay,
shouldn't
fine.
feel bad. You shouldn't feel bad about saying that because you were ignorant to how much worse it could be than Christopher Lambert.
It's not so much worse. They're both so terrible.
At
It's
least
just this guy
Christopher
falls a little short. This guy just does one less thing than Christopher Lambert does.
But
But at least he did it. But that wasn't even his choice. They just did that in the post.
Yeah, it's not like he did the voice for that.
because it was the same one from the games.
Yeah. The occasional just sound bite or sound clip from the games is really weird. It's a weird choice. Why not just have the actors go, get over here?
Yeah.
As opposed to just...
To
I mean,
be-
he doesn't, like... There's, like, no, like... He doesn't, like, move his head as he says it, Scorpion, when he says, get over here. So I was like, where'd that come from? Because it had the echo on it. I was like, because they're in a cave? What?
Yeah.
And also, I like how he has two spears in this one because it's the second movie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I also don't like how they're alive though.
Also, why did Sub-Zero need to make that ice bridge for them when they both and everybody just jumped the gap anyways? No problem.
Because they wanted to show that cool ice animation. Honestly,
And then
that was
that
probably the
wonderful-
best animation they had in the whole movie, was him making the ice bridge.
Prop that became the ice bridge. Which,
Yeah. That big old chunk of styrofoam that cracked in half.
Yep.
And that they later poorly animated as it fell down the hole. Yeah. The Emperor going down the hole looked better in Star Wars than this did.
Yeah.
The effects in that movie were better than this one.
And it was like 10 years
older.
15.
1983.
Oh yeah.
Was Star Wars 1983?
The last one,
I thought it was older. Like the first one?
The first one was 70.
4 was 77,
Okay.
then 80, then 83. They're all separated by 3 years.
Okay.
And now with Disney in charge, it's 2.
Gotta churn that shit out, boy.
I mean, even then, I wouldn't say that's like every year because then they do the main movie, a side movie, the main movie, a side movie, just to keep people attached.
Yeah, but since Solo did so bad, they've put everything else on hiatus.
Yes, they should.
Which is too bad because I would love to see Ewan McGregor come back as
They're pulling a
As
call.
Obi-Wan.
They're pulling a Call of Duty with that. They're just releasing it every, trying to churn it out so people don't forget. Or Ubisoft with their Assassin's Creed / Far Cry's,
yeah.
where it was good when they spaced it out, but now that there's like we need to churn out as much as we can because it's making money, the quality goes down.
When did MKX come out?
16.
No,
I would have been in
2015.
Columbia then.
2014, 2015.
I
That
think
was
it
when me and Mariah like
2015.
first started talking. Because I remember we were going to the midnight release and her and I were hanging out beforehand.
Yeah,
It was
because we
before-
all went to the midnight release and
Yeah.
we played it back at my place.
Yeah.
2015.
It came out right around my birthday.
It was. I think it was on your birthday. They came out, or 2 days before your birthday. That's right.
It was released April 14th, 2015.
4 days.
4 days. I guess I don't know your birthday.
The 16th is Tom Segura's birthday.
Happy birthday, Tom.
I'll be there 3 days before his birthday.
Are you gonna wish him happy birthday at the show?
Yeah. I'm going to show him my ding dong.
I can tell him Bert is fat to make him feel better.
No.
I can say he's a better tour bus.
No.
Well, clearly you're not a fan. You don't support him.
Tom lost the tour bus challenge.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, clearly I'm not a fan because I don't follow that.
Tom is not the tour bus champ. So Mortal Kombat X came out in 2015. This one's coming out. Are they always separated by 4 years?
No, between
think
no,
'cause
between
SK9
9 and
came out in
Armageddon.
2009, didn't it?
Oh,
Between 9 and Armageddon,
Armageddon
there's
was a
at
big
least
gap.
a solid 8-9 years.
No.
Was it really that long?
No.
I remember being like a child when Armageddon was out because
All right, I'm checking. Hold on. Let's see if I can't just get like a when all the games were released list
still
here
my
on the...
favorite moment in the games, at least, was with Armageddon with Motor Combat.
Yeah.
And Race
Playing
wanted
that
to play.
with
Race wanted to play something else, and I just would not let him until he beat me, and he couldn't beat me, and then I ruined that game for him.
All right, so
But
Armageddon.
now he beats us all, so
Yeah.
I think maybe it was my fault that he just decided to get revenge on us all.
Armageddon
Boy.
came out in 2006. Mortal Kombat 2011 came out in 2011.
Oh, okay.
Mortal Kombat 2011.
Yeah, well, sorry, it actually put like the year because
That's
it's
true,
also
yeah.
just called Mortal. That 9 was just called Mortal
They
Kombat.
didn't call it
Oh.
Mortal Kombat 9. We call it Mortal Kombat 9 to help us differentiate.
Right.
And MKVDCU came out in 2008.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Also,
that.
I would like to disagree with your statement in the last one about Mythology
Oh.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, sorry.
Because you
Nick's
did
also
enjoy-
sorry. 2 seconds. He's also here to set the record
I-
straight for some stuff from the first one.
I don't really remember much about what you guys said in the first one. I mean,
I remember there's at least 2 points you wanted.
We're talking about the first Mortal Kombat podcast, by
Yes.
what was it?
So go ahead. Mortal Kombat Legacy Sub-Zero.
Mythologies, by the way.
What the fuck?
I remember you enjoyed it when you first played it. We didn't get far because it was so insanely difficult, but... And then we, like, once we gave up on the game, we looked up cheats to, like, level skip. Like we did back in the day. We never beat games. We just cheated our way through them.
Is this Shaolin Monks you're talking about?
Mythology Sub-Zero. It was a side-scrolling platformer game where you play Sub-Zero.
Oh.
Also, I think that was the first game with Shinnok.
Shaolin Monks?
No.
Oh.
Mythology
Mythologies.
Sub-Zero.
I'm not talking about Shaolin Monks right now.
We finally beat that when I was still in fucking DeKalb.
Yeah.
Be what? Shaolin Monks?
Yes.
Yes.
This one
Now
is
we're
actually
talking Shaolin Monks.
God, 'cause
Wait,
we could-
actually?
Yeah.
God damn! I said that as a joke.
No, now we're talking about Shaolin Monks and how that is actually probably in my. That's definitely in probably top 3 Mortal Kombat games for me.
Want to play it later?
You got a PS2.
Honestly, they should make a second one now. I think now
Shaolin Monks 2.
now that NetherRealm Studios kind of been remade, they should do it. Shaolin Monks too.
I mean, I still want a MKVDCU 2 now that they see.
But
I know
they have
you
to
don't like
tone down-
Injustice,
They have
but
to tone down the violence, and then they got to pick and choose. It's like, well, is circle going to be a kick button or a special move button?
I mean,
It should be a kick button, but that's just my input.
well, I still think they should make an MKVDCU.
I'm sure
2.
they will at some point, but
Or Mortal Kombat versus Injustice or whatever the fuck they want to call it, but
Injustice Combat.
yeah, spelled with a C.
That'd be stupid.
Yeah.
what they did to Annihilation was an injustice.
Ew. I'm trying to think if there was any other one-off characters who were like showed up for half a second and then were done. You got the robot ninjas, Sub-Zero, not all of them.
Which
Sector wasn't in there.
No, I was saying like all of the one-off ones like that were in there for a sec, I guess.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought you meant like one of them was in there longer. I'm like, no, they dealt with them the same scene.
Yeah, well,
but yeah, Sector wasn't in it. But I think,
Cyrex, Smoke, Sub-Zero, Scorpion,
and also your point
Nightwolf.
about
Nightwolf.
your point about the first one, how they stuck to the first game with like all the characters.
For the
They
most
did-
part.
Yeah, I think this one they tried throwing every character they
Yes.
could.
Even by name it sometimes.
Exactly. But I don't even know if Stryker was in the second one. I thought he was in the third one.
I think Stryker wasn't until the third game. But
Same with Baraka too.
no, Baraka I think was in the
Yeah, Baraka was in the second one. That's right.
What about Cabal?
probably second one.
Really? Before Stryker?
Cabal's been around longer than Stryker.
Really?
Positive of that.
I don't know about
Because
that.
they just made him his
Fact
bitch-ass
check
partner
that.
in MK9.
No, he was. Okay, what? Wait, Cabal was Stryker's. I don't
Yeah,
remember that.
'cause- Because then he
was
gets,
his
like-
partner, but he got burnt up by Kintaro, and then he got like that surgery that made him fast.
Which is weird because he's also like a Black Dragon assassin, so he wouldn't have been working with the police
Yeah, he was.
at all. But
Well,
then
they
again,
fixed that in MK11.
Yeah, this game's not on trial though, so
Yeah, no, MK9 was great. MKX was great. MK11 seems to be great so far from what I've played.
because at least they retold the story in MK9, so they could do whatever they took the liberties to do it. But
I guess.
That's why Sub-Zero became a cyborg, but then they got rid of that immediately in MKX. So
Well, didn't they attribute that a little bit in Triborg?
yeah,
Didn't
Yeah,
they have
Tri-
ice powers as
really
Triborg?
none of the cyborgs were important to the story in that one.
they're never really that important to the story, anyways.
That's true. They're just kind of tertiary characters.
You know,
They're just characters that piss you off in MK9. With Cyrax and his goddamn net.
Ah, yes. Doesn't piss me off.
Yeah.
And I also didn't like how his net in this movie just dissolves them instead of like holding them.
Except it doesn't dissolve metal.
Yeah. Well, that's because his arms are powerful. His real
So powerful they got ripped off by
himself.
Motaro?
No, he pulled them off himself.
No,
One got
Motaro-
ripped off by Motaro?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's when he threw it away, and then he's like, I don't know what Motaro said, but
he laughed about it, like
his typical Motaro stuff.
But
he was dissing him pretty hard
Yeah.
about those metal arms. Dissed him worse than Raiden did.
Yeah.
Also, all the buildup of like Raiden's like, I will fight you, brother. My brother died a long time ago. His heart anyway. Then one blast, he's dead. It's like,
And
all right,
also,
stop wasting my time. Let's get to the fight.
when Raiden went to the Temple of the Elders or whatever,
Yep.
so Shinnok was so worried they had 6 days to do the merger before, like, without the Elder Gods knowing. Why did the Elder Gods wait till the last fight to intervene? They should have been like, hey, the rules have been broken. Let's just go deal with this now. They just waited until the merger was done.
I think the point, anyways, quote unquote, was supposed to be that because Shinnok was one of the Elder Gods, like he was like, no, we're fine. It's all cool. Even though, and they didn't know it was his plan until it was like.
Oh, and then they did
late.
they did the
Krypton.
Yeah, where,
Shadow Zone.
Oh, he got folded.
Yeah.
that's probably when he got exiled to the and turned all gray.
Yeah.
Got his fancy little hat.
Yes.
I was gonna say though, I mean, they don't really intervene. All they say is, "All right, we'll settle this with Mortal Kombat." They're like, let's just put an end to this. We'll figure it out right
Which
now.
is weird because Earthrealm should win. That like if their Elder Gods are like really enforcing the rules, Earthrealm should just get their favor. They shouldn't be like, well, we'll let whoever wins decide.
Well, because they're like, Shinnok worked really hard to set all this up, so
They're like,
But I think he was
We'll
already
call that
exiled
like-
at this point.
no, because when he went to the temple, all 3 Elder Gods were there.
And Shinnok, I don't think was one of them.
Yes, he was, because only 2 Elder Gods show up, and then they banish Shinnok.
it would make sense because Raiden is surprised.
Because then they make him an Elder God for some reason.
yeah.
And he becomes like fucking air or water instead of fucking lightning. Which
Lightning.
would make the most goddamn sense. But,
He became New Smoke.
yeah.
Which I think in the games there's way more than 3 Elder Gods.
Oh, yeah, I think there's a lot of Elder Gods, but
And I don't think they're elemental either.
I'm sure some of them are.
Well, I know Fujin's not an Elder God.
No, I think he's an air god, but I don't think he's an Elder God.
Who the fuck is Fujin?
He's an air god.
You got to play Mortal Kombat 4. You got to go back to PS1 or arcade boot.
Yeah.
First game with
Or
Quad.
play Armageddon.
I'm okay.
Well, if you play MK4 the way John and I played it, you put a rule we could only do 2 throws per match because this game was so broken. All you had to do was sit there and press the throw button, and no matter where they're at, pretty much you grab them. Like they could be laying down, you just grab them, throw them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was so broken in that sense. Like throws were so unfair in that game.
That sounds awesome.
And like you couldn't escape them either. Like now, if you both like hit throw or you hit one of them,
You can escape,
You
but-
can escape it, but not you can't do that in 4.
And then you could also
you
impale
block in, you throw, you get thrown. Doesn't matter.
You can also just impale them with your weapon and just avoid them the rest of the fight until they slowly bleed out.
Oh, I forgot because like that's when they really started having like quote unquote variations.
Yeah,
Wait,
but then
wasn't
they
that
did away with
Shaolin
it.
Monks where you could like throw spears at people?
Yeah,
You
but
could
you
do
could
that
do
in
it in
that too,
4.
but-
Like everybody had a weapon in 4, so like they can stab them.
Oh,
But there's like a
I
special
do remember
move.
4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4 was like in like,
it was the first 3D one.
yeah, where you could like,
Yeah.
I can't.
kind of go walk around, yeah.
Yeah,
But then
where
there's
you could like step back and step forward
Yeah.
and stuff. You could.
I am glad. Like I liked it when we first played it, but then I'm glad they did away with it. And like
Oh,
from
the 3D.
between Deadly Alliance and Armageddon, like once they did MK9, like I'm glad they got rid of the 3D and went 2D because then it's a lot faster combat.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, and
It's
it's
like
just
a Dragon Ball Z fighter game though. All the older ones like Budokai and Budokai 2 and Budokai 3, you could like step back and step forward.
What was the one we had? The Ultimate Fighter 22 or 21, and then you could get Hercule or whoever.
no. You put in a cheat code and you add like 6 new fighters,
Is it
6 other
so?
fighters.
Yeah, I had that one also. I didn't understand how to play it because it was all in Japanese.
That was the one I knew how to play because that was I think the only one I understood because then we had Budokai whatever for the PS2 and I didn't know the controls for that.
I don't remember. But I do agree. I think a 2D fighting space works better, at least for Mortal Kombat. There's
Soul
like
Calibur
Tekken,
works
Soul
for.
Calibur. Those were designed from the ground up to be 3D fighters.
Well, then how can you say that when you like Shaolin Monks? That's one of your top favorite games.
Because that's not the 3D fighter. That's like an adventure.
Yeah, it's like a 3D
Yeah,
beat 'em up
but-
game.
Yeah, like
Still a fighting game, and it's still Mortal Kombat.
It's still Mortal Kombat, yes, but it's not a fighting game.
You're
Like,
going through and fighting people.
You could say that about so many
So
games.
are you going to
now.
call God of War a fighting game?
Fuck yes, I
Are you
would.
call Last of Us a fighting game?
It's not a fighter game.
Are you saying more
Did I just, did I just break your brain?
Are you saying Shaolin Monks is a fighting game or a
Yes.
fighter game?
It's a fighting,
fighting game.
Yeah, he's just
Being a dick.
Yeah, he's just giving us the
The
run
rigmarole.
around. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's look back to talking points.
What particular taste of film does this one play to, Nick?
The campy kind. I guess I don't know.
Hipsters, or
Yeah.
well, people who want something to make fun of,
Yeah.
which was,
I mean,
I will say, is fun.
This is a good comedy movie for sure. I got a lot of laughs out of it.
Yeah. Oh shit! I forgot Sindel was in this movie until literally just
Oh
now.
yeah.
Oh, I actually thought about her earlier, but then we kept talking. I just kind of forgot about it. I was gonna bring it up, but I couldn't think of like a good point to like.
Go ahead.
I can't think of a good point right now. Like just. How she just pretty much said how she'd rather listen. Like, I remember her Katana talking. She's like, I'd rather kill myself than be your mom, or whatever she said. She's like, that's what you're why I killed myself because you whine too much. I'm like, damn. Even though I believe Shao Kahn was the one who killed her in the games, but
And in the movie, Katana says Shao Kahn killed her and then
Oh.
brought her back somehow.
Well, she said that's
Somehow.
why my mom killed herself in the movie.
I'd kill myself if I was in that movie.
So
too.
I think Shao Kahn inadvertently killed her in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. He like said, "I'm gonna kill you," and she's like, "Me first," and then she cut herself off.
you.
She put a bucket on her head and screamed and blew her head off.
And he's like, oh man.
That's hardcore.
That's like how they just threw in her hair whip at the very end.
Once.
Yeah.
And she never like does another like scream attack other than to like blow up the temple.
Ooh, actually, I wanted this other weird one-liner. So when they're all picking their person they're gonna fight at the end.
Is it Sonya's?
Yeah, where because Ermac had no major role in that movie. She's just like, there's no fun quip I can throw in here because there's obviously Shao Kahn, but I guess Liu Kang doesn't say anything about that.
Yeah.
There's what? Oh yeah, sorry, Noob Saibot. Yes.
Wait, who was he supposed to be? Noob Saibot?
No, he was supposed to be Ermac, but they portrayed because he was the Red Ninja, so he was Ermac. But he acted like Noob Saibot because he had
Okay.
a shadow copy
Right,
of himself,
okay.
who was a black ninja.
Yes, right. That okay? Because I remember thinking that too. I'm like, Ermac can't do that. That's Noob Saibot's move. Okay,
But,
I got you now. I'm on the same page.
So there's the Mr. Ed joke with Jax. There was
I've got my mother.
There's I got my mother, and then Sonya's like, well, I guess I'll take him. He's left.
No. She said
She's
leftovers are fine with me.
Well, yeah, because he was a leftover.
Yeah, even though she said at the very beginning of the movie, "I will kill Shao Kahn." It's like, shut the fuck up. Go take a walk. Go find Jax. Stupid.
But then it turns out her daughter ends up beating Shinnok.
Oh. Well, you also
Using
know what?
the power of Green Force or whatever they called it. In
Slime. Nickelodeon slime. You slimed me. Why doesn't Johnny Cage come back to life in the end?
Because it's not a happy ending.
Because it's like obviously Endgame hasn't come out yet, but I'm thinking it's like Infinity Wars. I think everybody who died, spoiler alert, everybody who dies before the snap is gonna stay dead, and everybody who dies post snap is gonna come back to life.
Yeah, but he started like the whole convergence. And
Yeah,
then...
no, he killed Johnny Cage first, and he's like, "It has begun," and that's when it starts. And then like the little shrine lifts Johnny Cage.
And it's like, all right, begin. We killed an actor of Earthrealm. Now we can do it.
He's got to kill somebody in Earthrealm first.
Also, another big complaint I had about the movie, which isn't the movie's fault, it's more Hulu's fault, but the description on Hulu.
What did
how
the description say?
They don't say Outworld or Earthrealm. They call it Outer World and Earth. And that just didn't sit right with me. It's a small complaint, but it was enough to really... That just set the tone for what the rest of the movie was going to hold.
Also, at one point, Raiden says his powers don't work in Outworld. Mm-hmm. But he was fucking threatening people the whole time in Mortal Kombat. Kept saying, stay away from my fighters.
Yeah, but that wasn't Outworld.
Yeah, he wasn't really in Outworld.
That's not Outworld?
No,
Where they had the combat?
The island's not in Earthrealm or Outworld. It's just kind of like in its own
It's kind of
thing.
like
Oh,
it's like the
horseshit.
It's not in Outworld.
It's,
That's
I
stupid.
don't believe it's an Outworld.
They never really travel. No, because
Maybe-
they go to Outworld later.
At least in the movie, yeah. In
Do they?
In the
yeah,
mo-
remember when they like the
That's where they fight
pink
Reptile.
slime? Yeah, and then he fights Reptile, and Johnny Cage stands outside while Liu Kang does all the work.
Ooh, that was another talk about the three reptiles that Raiden fights.
You mean what do you mean fights where he kept flipping away from?
The choreographed dance. But no, I like when he's just walking down and they're like behind the columns and they're kind of like juking him out. Just like, and the columns are so thin. It's like they're not like they're hiding behind it.
Yeah.
It was just kind of funny looking how they were. Just like, hey, what you can do?
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, it wasn't James Remar doing the fighting, but it was really obvious to me that was his stunt double because it didn't really look like James Remar.
He did a better job as Dexter's dad.
Yes, he did.
Did he really play Dexter's dad?
Yeah,
That's how I know.
the
him.
show
Not Dexter's Laboratory, right?
yeah,
Dexter?
no, the show Dexter
Oh, okay.
about the serial killer. He plays.
He
Harry
looks a
Moore.
lot like Thomas Hayden Church. Sandman from Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, he was also in the Warriors.
The Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors come out.
Yeah, I hate that movie.
Yeah, he was like that was one of his first movies. Apparently, the way he got the part in that movie, because they wanted a guy who's like kind of a big tough guy. They had this really big like oak, heavy table, and James Remar like lifted it like by himself, not like
James
over his
Remar.
head.
I thought you were talking Thomas
Oh yeah, no,
Hayden
James
Church.
Remar was in the Warriors, not
okay.
Thomas Hayden Church.
I lost my train of thought now. I was going to say something. Continue.
I mean, I'm done.
Yeah, no, but crap, now it's going to bug the shit out of me.
Was it about James Remar?
No.
Reptiles fight.
Thomas Hayden Church.
No.
Sandman.
Spider-Man 3.
No. Well, okay, on Spider-Man 3, I didn't realize the guy who played Eric Foreman played Venom.
Yes.
That did
Yeah.
blow my mind when I looked that up. I was like, oh, okay.
The last person ever to realize that and also agree that it's a bad decision.
Yes. Mortal Kombat.
Anything else about Spider-Man 3?
No, not really. I honestly only saw it the one time, and when I was young when I saw it, so I didn't really understand the hatred behind it. So I was like, "Is this a Spider-Man movie?"
I liked it for
That's
a while, and then
Kind of how I feel about every Marvel
as it went
movie,
on.
though. It's just like it's a superhero movie. I'm in the minority there, but they're all kind of the same.
You're not in the minority.
You can tell they're wrapping it up. They're all kind of the same.
I mean, they're not wrapping it up. They're wrapping up the story that started with Iron Man 1. That's getting wrapped up. But they're going to keep going. They're going to milk this until it stops making money.
Until they completely ruin it.
I'm afraid they're Kingdom Hearts 3ing it, maybe.
Well, but here's the
'Cause
thing. Now they've got Fox, so I mean, you can have Galactus as the next step up from Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
You get Doctor Doom.
The Beyonder.
Yeah. I mean, really, Dormammu.
They
You
get-
can't see him. He's beyond.
No, it's, did it get dark in here? It just looks like it got a little dark.
I mean, Dormammu could come in as a villain for all of the Avengers, not just Doctor Strange.
Yeah, they should because seems like he's this big thing, and
Well, he's a big thing in Doctor Strange, anyways.
yeah, I mean, imagine he's still in the same universe, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but Doctor Strange already beat him in his own movie, so
that's
what's the
strange.
point?
Yeah, but I mean, Thor beat Loki in his own movie, and he came back as the villain for Avengers.
Yeah, but brought someone else with him,
No, he was the villain.
and he brought that.
He
other
brought an
army.
army,
He brought
yeah.
Thanos' army.
and he didn't really beat Dormammu. He was just kind of like, "Hey, leave this place alone." He's like, "Fine, just stop this." He just got annoyed. That's what it was. It was just more of a trade-off. He's like, "If you stop this, I'll leave you alone for
I
a
know,
bit."
but Doctor Strangelove always has the Eye of Agamotto
Strangelove.
on him.
It's a movie.
Yeah, I know that, but
I just call him names.
oh, okay.
Doctor Strange always has the Eye of Agamotto, so he can just fuck him over
Doesn't-
every time.
Not right now, he doesn't.
Ooh, what, Dormammu's gonna come in?
He could.
Is that gonna happen in Endgame?
Maybe.
It's not.
We haven't seen the movie.
Unspoiler alert. That's not gonna happen.
Unspoiler. No, the Deadpool's gonna show up in the end credits.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yeah. I mean, they own Fox properties now, so
It's gonna be Deadpool wearing all of Stan Lee's getup.
yeah.
Going back on Mortal Kombat. though.
Yeah, I guess we took a little bit of a departure there.
Wow,
They
shocker.
should definitely make a new one though. Because
Oh, would you like to talk about who you think should play people?
I mean, I pretty much agree with your choice. Like, and I don't have a deep list. I got Chris Pratt, Johnny Cage, Andy Serkis's Kano.
which is a way
Ooh.
better. Which
That's
I
a
think
good choice.
I had said at one point, but then on the podcast I said Jason Statham. I
no,
never brought up Andy
I don't
Serkis.
like that choice at all.
Andy Serkis
Andy
from
Serkis.
what was it?
Black Panther.
Black Panther. Yeah, he pretty much is Kano.
Yeah,
He just doesn't have the
I
metal
love that
face.
idea. I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I know I had thought that at some point, and then completely forgot about it.
I also thought of another decent choice for Johnny Cage is Josh Duhamel.
Who that is?
Oh, I thought you were just saying no. I was like, well, fuck you.
Justin Long.
No, that's David Schwimmer.
Or we should have a.
What are your thoughts on Michael B. Jordan as Jax?
I don't be opposed to it.
like-
I
I
still
think
think
that's
Terry Crews would be a better one.
This guy.
No.
If he cleaned up,
He looks a bit like Nightwolf in the movie.
I mean, nah.
This guy? No.
Not that. No.
Nah.
Well, he has dark hair. Yeah.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
a
hold
little
Chris
bit.
Pratt for Johnny.
I actually think Ryan Reynolds would probably be the best
Ryan
choice all
Reynolds,
the
I
way
think, would
around.
be the best, but I'm tired of seeing Chris Pratt in everything. It's making everything stupid and it's taking you out of it. Even though, granted, that would kind of fit for Johnny Cage,
Yeah, see.
but no.
Should have
I don't want
Shaq
to see.
be Jax.
Jesus. We're not making this in the 90s. We're
Shaq
making
can
this...
be Goro.
Also,
know,
listening to it, I like Brie Larson for Sonya Blade.
I
'Cause
still
listening
hold
the
Ronda Rousey
casting.
just because.
She's still too cute in her face. I don't think she'd make a good Sonya.
But Sonya.
I don't know. Have you seen?
I haven't
like,
seen
she's-
Captain Marvel.
Okay, because she can get like. I think if you watch Captain Marvel, after having seen Captain Marvel, I'm like, yeah, I'm game for Brie Larson for Sonya Cage.
Sonya Cage.
Sonya Blade.
Is that Johnny Cage's sister?
No, they got married, Nick. She took his name.
That's right. Yeah.
Sony
But then they got
Blage.
divorced at some point, I'm sure.
Which I also like that MK9 to MKX does not handle their romance either. They're just like Johnny's like really wants Sonya and Sonya doesn't like him at all. And then the next game they had a kid and she hates him again. So it's like perfect.
Donnie Yen could be Kung Lao.
Which one's Donnie Yen? Is that Ip Man?
Is it? Yeah, that's his name, right? Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy from Rogue One who was like the blind Force user.
I haven't watched Rogue One.
He's the blind Force user in Rogue One.
Robin Shu still is Liu Kang. He's probably old now, but he played a perfect Liu Kang.
Yeah.
They could have an older Liu Kang. That'd be fine.
That's true.
They play with the ages a lot in these games.
Yeah, they have old Liu Kang and X. So.
Yeah, but everyone's older than that. I'm just
Well,
saying.
Liu Kang's dead in the story by MKX.
And they can just have any Asians play any of the various colored ninjas, but.
Apparently Ed Boon played Scorpion in this movie.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah,
I can't believe they let him butcher his game like that.
Do you think he yelled suckers?
I'm sure he's
Was that
probably
his
like
voice?
I bet he's the voice for Scorpion.
I mean,
I think-
it sounded like the voice from the original games where he says, "Get over here."
Because I think, if I'm not mistaken,
that's because it is the voice from the
Yeah,
original
there you
games.
go.
I think-
No, but that's not Ed Boon. They just dubbed in the sound
might-
of him saying "Get over here."
Yeah, but he never says suckers in the game.
Yeah, I know that.
No,
because
maybe-
that's
no,
actual
no.
dialogue.
No, I'm thinking.
It's
I
the
think
same
Ed
voices.
Boon might have done the voice for Scorpion in the video games too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Possibly. Well, because Scorpion, I think, is Ed Boon's favorite character in the series.
Well, yeah, because he has in this one he has a Boone's
Boon's
Mane.
Mane
Yeah,
is one of
variation.
like the
Oh, really?
variation for Scorpion. One of them is called Boon's Mane.
Which yes, I still am.
I saw that. I'm like, I'm gonna rename that when I get the actual game.
This
Can you
wasn't
rename it?
Yeah, you can rename variations.
Oh, that's
and you can
neat.
make custom variations. I'm actually really excited for that.
This wasn't the point I wanted
Oh,
to make
tell me
earlier
about
that I still can't remember what it was. But going back on Cyrax, I like in the original games when you use the net, they just kind of float back. They just keep like going back and forth in the map until they just eventually break out.
And fall over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. They fall over too.
Yeah. But
Not a great movie.
no, not nearly as good as the first one.
Oh, Tom Hardy would be a good Shao Kahn, I think.
We used to think Vin Diesel would make Quan Chi. I think we said Quan Chi.
Oh yeah. Quan Chi for Vin Diesel.
Ooh, you know who would make a
You're
decent
about to-
Shao Kahn?
Who?
It's the guy who played Maximus in Fury Road. Just because he's so big.
Maximus.
Oh no, the guy who ripped the engine. out
Oh
of
yeah,
the,
the dumb guy. Yeah. Or honestly, the guy who plays the Mountain would be a good Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
Big.
beefed up.
He's very big.
yeah.
He's a thick boy.
He would you see that guy coming, you're like, fuck, this guy's actually gonna do something.
Because he's big. I mean, Shao Kahn's supposed to be huge.
Right. And he is.
So he'd be a good Shao Kahn.
Yeah,
He would
that's
be.
actually a cool choice.
You know what? That's unlocking that one, and that's who it's gonna play. I'm gonna make the next one.
But yeah, is there any other points we want to make about Annihilation. Are we good on the roast on this one?
I think we've pretty much annihilated it. Yeah, that's right. I've got yolks.
Was it a fatality? Was it a flawless victory?
It was an animality.
Oh.
Pretty cool. Huh?
I'm surprised they should have just thrown in a babality while they're at it.
Friendship.
He just comes in as a baby. He's like, that was my babality.
Pretty cool.
Huh?
This movie wasn't pretty cool though.
Yeah. No.
Also, Nightwolf doesn't play that major of a role in the story either. They act like he unlocked. Like, if it wasn't for him, Liu Kang would have never unlocked his true potential.
Well, he would have never unlocked his animality. He wouldn't have known how cool they were.
Also, what was the third test?
Beating Shao Kahn. Turning into the dragon.
But speaking of turning into the dragon, my favorite... I remembered it when it was coming up, too. When fucking Shao Kahn starts to switch and his fucking head gets really long.
Yeah.
Is like one of my
you
favorite...
see it, like, Photoshop pull up.
It's one of my favorite moments in that movie.
His dragon did look a lot cooler, though.
Yeah.
Shao Kahn's dragon.
Yeah, the fucking, like,
It
King
was
Ghidorah
Blue Eyes
looking
Ultimate
guy.
Dragon.
Yeah, seriously, that's what I was thinking. King Ghidorah versus...
Yeah, but the design looked like Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Hold on.
Because he had a lot of necks. Dragoon.
Hold on.
What was this? Is this when you have 3 blue eyes white dragons?
Yeah, and you have to use the fusion.
Yeah. Do you know Pot of Greed is no longer is a banned card in the games?
I don't remember anything. I don't even remember how to play the game.
Pot of Greed allowed you to draw 2 cards.
Just 2.
That's all. I think 2 or 3 cards. That's all it lets you do, and it's banned because people found ways to really cheese the game with it. Apparently.
How do you play Pokemon card game?
I have no idea.
I know
Does
Magic
anyone?
the Gathering.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering is very simple.
It's not. It's actually a very complicated
I was
game.
gonna say Yu-Gi-Oh is much simpler.
The card kind of just tells you what to do.
No, I agree. Yu-Gi-Oh was a much simpler game.
It's all math.
Yeah, this you have to. I mean, smaller numbers in Magic though, which is nice.
Yes.
Smaller numbers.
Yeah, like
Oh, like, yeah,
It
because
starts
life
with
is
20.
20.
life is
Not like
20.
some
Toughness
weird number.
powers are rarely double digits.
All right. So next week we'll be talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh movie.
I remember seeing that in theaters.
Which
I think we said, I don't know, the one where I know it shows Pegasus getting his eyeball shoved in or whatever.
The
The
fuck
Eye
were
of
those?
Millennia or whatever it was
Oh,
called.
the
Millennium Eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's Millennium in that, isn't it?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a bunch of millennials.
Oh,
Z.
they're millennial items.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Race. I was talking to Race yesterday about how I just watched this movie and how terrible it was. He's like, "Oh, yeah, you should watch Battleship if you're talking game movies." And I'm like, "I bet this movie's worse." Like, no, I bet it's not. And he's like, "Tell Jake and Race to make that one next, or John and Jake to make that one next." I'm like, "I'll pass it on."
Are we gonna do Battleship next?
Next?
Yeah.
We could.
He says it's awful. I don't know.
I don't know how it could be worse than MK Annihilation.
You could have him on as a guest.
Yeah, we could.
I don't even know if he's listened to a single
We
podcast.
heard you've
of yours.
seen Battleship. I don't know if you, how much you know about it, but we've heard you watched it.
I bet you've played the
We're a
game a
fan.
couple times.
But
All right, we could do that.
yeah,
I mean,
we can do Battleship next.
possibly Battleship. We got to figure out where we can find it. Also.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a tentative
figure-
Battleship
yeah,
for next week.
It won't be Battleship. Probably it'll be something else. But
Yeah, probably not. We got a long list we already have to address.
How many? I don't know if you want to talk about it on the podcast, but like, how many movies do you guys have lined up now?
well, I mean, lined up.
Well, we have.
We
a
have.
big
We
long
have.
list.
We don't
Oh,
have
I
any
imagine.
lined up. We go week by week.
Oh, so you just kind of pick it as you go?
Yeah.
Oh, so you'll take suggestions from your number one fan.
Yeah. That's
Pretty much you'll do whatever I tell you because I'm the only one listening.
Well,
so
I mean,
that's our current list.
This is a list that we still have to go through.
Ah, Zootopia. I agree with that.
Wait,
I was actually thinking The
we
Room,
should
too.
watch Zootopia. Zootopia is too new.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
I
agree
haven't
with
seen
Planet
it.
of the Apes.
You haven't seen it?
Yes, you have.
I have not seen Zootopia.
I swear to God, you saw it with me and Mom, too.
No. I also
it-
haven't seen the Pink Panther movie like you thought I did.
I swear you did.
I did not.
The original or
No, the Steve Martin one.
Yeah.
He went and saw it with her grandparents, and he swears up and down that I was there too, and I was
Yeah.
not for
How
that.
come The Exorcist isn't on that list?
Because we haven't updated
haven't-
it since you
Oh,
suggested.
well, it's up, so why don't you update it?
We could do that one.
The Exorcist?
Is that how you spell Exorcist?
Yes.
Yeah,
it
it's
didn't
like
look right.
size.
It didn't look right at first, too, but I'm like, oh, he got it.
All right. But yeah, that's the list. I don't know.
Digimon the movie. I'll have you guys know, Digimon did not age well.
As you know, as our biggest fan, I refused to watch Master of Disguise for this because I know it's not going to hold up, and I want to cherish those childhood
Do you want me to
memories.
take a bullet? I'll rewatch it, and then I'll let you know if it doesn't hold up.
No.
I'll let you know so you don't have to watch it. Be like, this movie's awful.
I watched it recently. It doesn't hold up.
Oh. That's a damn shame.
I watched it within like the last 3 years. You're talking Master of Disguise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I liked your yoke about that.
What? Oh, on Twitter?
Yeah. No, not on Twitter. Well, on Twitter too, but on the last one of your podcasts, you talk about it. How you would use it to impress a girl, and
yeah,
it was just for nothing.
Yeah,
I'm so lonely. I actually just listened to that one too, the Death of Superman Lives one.
Actually, that was the first one on
Tim Burton.
YouTube, so I kind of stopped at that one because I'm not.
That was what?
That was the first one that was on YouTube that you guys put on YouTube.
So you haven't been listening to the new ones?
I've missed a few of them because I have to.
Not even our biggest fan listens to all of our stuff.
Because I'm not,
uses data.
Yeah, it does. It uses a lot more data than Spotify. A, B, it has to leave the screen on because I'm not going to pay for YouTube. And
also, though, if you pay for YouTube, you can download them for offline play.
Ooh, I'm still not going to pay for it.
You can get a month free trial and just keep making new accounts.
Okay, I'll wait a few more weeks so you guys have like a stockpile out there. Get the free trial, download them all. Or do they undownload after the trial's up?
I don't know.
I should look that up before I do that. Because then I could just listen to them all at once. Not at once, but you know.
Well, like it would matter. You're using a free trial anyway.
Just keep making new, new YouTube accounts and
I suppose I could do that. Just keep getting
free trials. Never pay for YouTube Red.
But
1 at gmail.com, 2 at gmail.com, 3 at gmail.com.
But next time I go to the gym, I'm going to start listening to your Dreamcast podcast and the Big Lebowski one.
Ooh.
But yeah, that and it also doesn't save my spot on YouTube.
Weird.
That's so weird. It does on mine, and you have a newer phone.
Yeah, I know, but it just doesn't.
Are you logged in on your phone?
Yeah. And then I'll close it. Am I not supposed to close the app? Am I just
No, you can close the app.
I closed the app, went back to just to test it while I was at the gym because that was a concern of mine. Did not save my spot. I'm like, I don't know where I left off.
Like,
so
well,
I'm not
okay,
gonna finish
did it
this
jump
one.
it at all, or did it every time start you from the beginning?
It just started me from the. I only did it the one time, and it just started me from the beginning.
Are you
and
a big dum-dum? Is that the issue?
I don't know. I don't know at this point. I think it's YouTube's problem, not mine.
I don't know. Google it.
That's the problem. Google owns YouTube.
That's a fair point.
I'll Google it.
They'll just say it's working anyway.
You Googleize it.
All right, guys. Nick, thank you. Where can they reach you? Are you on Twitter?
I'm on Facebook.
You're on Twitter also.
I'm on Twitter, but I don't use it. All I do is like your tweets, really.
Thank you. And you don't like all of them either.
That's because you don't put good tweets out all the time.
Well, all right.
I like the ones that are good.
What's your Twitter name? @Nick Rosenbloom?
Yes.
Yeah, real original.
I keep it simple. Hold
Is
on.
there a hyphen?
I'm going to check. No, because I'm not.
I couldn't remember if you had a hyphen.
I think it's a
in your
capital
name.
N, capital R.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Oh, well. Oh, I'm sorry.
John, @Rosenbloom
Yeah, at
too?
Nick Rosenbloom. That's it.
Okay.
I keep it simple.
I'm at Rosendoom too.
All right. And I'm Jake Lavoie
I'm
at
not-
Jake_Lavoie.
Are you at Rosendoom as well? Or at
The number
Rosendoom,
2.
Okay. See,
At Rosendoom 2.
Why would he say it as well? There's no
Yes,
other
no,
at
No, it's
Rosenbloom here.
it was
Rosendoom,
a
comma,
joke.
T00.
You're a joke, Nick.
Fuck, I use numbers for that.
I'm so glad you won't be here next
Yeah,
week.
you got here
Yeah, me
right on
too.
time.
This wasn't fun.
I am
I hope you're glad you lost your only listener.
I hope you download YouTube Red and it just gets stuck on your phone. You can't undownload it, so you pay for it for the rest of your life.
But not.
All right, guys.
And you can
That
find
got a little volatile at the end.
podcast is at LTTS Podcast on Twitter and Late to Me Podcast on Instagram.
Good job remembering that, John.
Yeah.
10 points for Gryffindor. All right, next week it could be The Exorcist. It could be Battleship. Who really knows? Don't be
certainly
certain.
I would say yes, it lives up to the hype. What little hype I had for it, it was pretty damn good.